Hey you guys, welcome back to Angel and Angela, and on this topic, you guys, I am going to go in on the narcissist is a slave. The narcissist is a slave, the uncut, raw, truth. So I'm going to give you guys the raw truth about this because narcissists are the masters of illusions. Literally, a narcissist will lie even when the truth is slapping them in the face, right? So the raw truth about many narcissists is that they are slaves. They are slaves to people. They are slaves to money. They are slaves to drugs. They are slaves to other human beings that you don't even know about or that you might be well aware of. And the narcissist continuously tries to downplay these people they aren't who they know that those people are, So the uncut, raw truth is that the narcissist is a slave. They've been lying to you. They've been deceiving you. They've been abusing you. They've been abusing you while being a slave to someone else. So, hurt people, right? And you're thinking to yourself, okay, yeah, I always say, how could you hurt me? How could you deceive me? How could you talk bad about me to other people when you say that, that's what people are doing to you? You're telling the narcissist that, right? You're thinking, why are you paying for what people have done in the past to them? Why are you paying for that? Why are you a slave to their past? Why do they keep selling you dreams and seeking forgiveness? And why do they keep reappearing in your life if, they just want to control you? Why is it all about control? Why is it that the moment you open the door for these people, they're back to how they've always been? They're like, oh, okay, I'm comfortable again. This feels nice. Oh, okay, it looks a little different in here, I'm back. I didn't care what I said to you. I didn't care what I said to come back in your life. You're telling them, why did you come back? If you said you were sorry and you wouldn't do it again. They're like, I don't care that I said that. You shouldn't have believed me, right? The same person that played the victim and told you that people mess with them and that, people, get down and dirty to their level and then jump back on their pedestals and people think that they're better than them or people, always attack them or, they're always portraying themselves as this very intelligent person that just is being deceived. And you're kind of like, I get it. I'm going through the same thing, only that the same thing you're going through is the fact that they're doing it to you. So you'll tell them, what did I do? What did I do? But tell me what I did. Please, just tell me. I don't want to hurt. I don't want to hurt anymore. Just don't come back then. Don't come back. Right? I don't want to hurt. But hurt people. And when they're hurting, they don't care about your hurt. They only care about themselves. And it's something that you can easily, lay down lay down from step to step what they do because they all do the same thing and they all say the same thing. And it seems like, these people are almost alike because they have the same pattern. And then you start seeing other people, other relationships, other people who are slaves to narcissists. And you're like, wait, Am I a slave to the narcissist? You're looking at them like, oh, wait, now I see it. You start looking at people who you thought had perfect relationships. Now you see it. You see the control. You see you see that one person is a master, the other one is a slave. So now you're coming into your relationship thinking, oh, I'm a slave. I'm being treated like crap. Like, this person feels like they can talk down on me. They're better than me. No matter how much success I have, even if I have more than them, they're still telling me I'm not worth it. I'm not enough. What the hell's going on with me? And just the simple fact that you question yourself and your power, that's how they were able to, get over on you. Because a lot of times in the beginning, when you're so confident, and they don't have that type of control over you, they don't treat you that way because they don't have full control over you. They're not your masters yet. They're trying to see if you're going to be a good slave. They're laying down rules subconsciously. They're telling you stories about their friends. Oh, my friend just got locked up because his girlfriend did this or that or this. And you're like, maybe he deserved it. You're thinking like maybe he deserves it, but the narcissist wants you to say that his friend didn't deserve it. And then they put you through the same things, and they're trying to abuse you into not having a voice, not defending yourself. And then you're like, why would this person hurt me this way? Why would they treat me like a slave, like nothing? And why would a hurt person hurt another person? How is that possible? Because when a hurt person is hurt, they can't think about anything but the person who has control over them. And that's what you feel when the narcissist leaves. You feel like they have control even when they're gone. While you're with them going through the motion, you're not thinking about your family, your children. You're not thinking about work. You're at work. The narcissist starts an argument with you on your lunch break. You're driving home. You're driving home. That's how out of it these type of people can make you the whole time. They're deceiving you. They know they have control over you because someone has control over them. Someone has had control over them. And they feel like they don't feel anything. They're like, I don't feel anything. Someone controlled me, and I have never been the same since. I've been in pain longer than you. I don't care what you say you went through. I've been in pain longer than you because you're barely waking up. I'm waking you up. Someone woke me up. This is how they woke me up. So now I'm going to wake you up the same way, even worse. And they'll tell you, I've done other people worse, yet they're lying. They're doing you worse. Someone did them worse, and now they're doing it to you. And in order for someone to hurt someone else, they have to be hurt. So when you're not feeling hurt, when you're hurt, you're thinking, why am I not hurting anyone? You are hurting someone. You're hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself because you're being a slave to the narcissist. So, once you know your power, once you know that everything that they're saying is a lie, that everything that you're literally predicting, everything that you're coming to a conclusion to is true, but somehow they're trying to get you to believe that what you know to be truth is still not the truth, even if you know for sure it is, is the sick, diabolical thing that you just cannot figure out. Because until you know who you are, until you stop hurting yourself and you find happiness within yourself, you will understand that someone who is actually happy, who is positive, who has goals, ambitions, dreams, who is not selling dreams, who is really about what they're saying, is not going to have the energy to hurt someone else. when you're not hurting, when you're actually happy, you're connecting with other happy people. So the narcissist will tell you, I'm happy. I'm connecting with other happy people because they have moments of happiness, just like you have moments of happiness with the narcissist. So in those moments of happiness, when they're getting ready, when they're changing clothes, when they're, getting that new fresh haircut, hairline, now they're, your girl's in the gym, your girl is dyeing her hair black. She's on her Kim Kardashian now, right? You're wondering, like, why are they acting like this? Like invincible, right? Why are they acting like this? That's weird. Like, how come they never do this for me? Or why are they doing things behind my back? Or how come I'm not invited? Or, you're wondering, why did you go to this place, but I wasn't invited? That's weird, Why did you turn off your phone, though? Like, where are you at right now in the morning? Like, where are you at? Like, and these are the moments that the narcissist will say that you're insecure, or the narcissist will say that, they're allowed to go out, or they're allowed to do things, or they slept in, or they might just get mad and feel like they should just discard you now because they feel like things are going to work out with this person. And they'll tell you, I wasn't thinking about you. You weren't on my mind. Focus on yourself. Go get some money. They'll talk to you really crazy. And that's because the narcissist is a slave to the Jezebel spirit. Many times the Jezebel spirit is well aware of you. They have answered the phone, put you on speaker. They have disrespected you while that person is listening. And, a lot of times the Jezebel spirit is someone that they call a friend, and they'll tell you, I'm allowed to have female friends, yet you cannot meet this person. You're not allowed to be this person's friend. When you're feeding into these stories, you don't realize that there are moments in your relationship when you're doing the same thing, only that you're not getting over on the narcissist, but you're getting excited to be with the narcissist. That's the excitement they feel with the new supply or past supply. Whoever's giving them attention, that extra admiration. They're not thankful to God that you were put on their path. This is a hurt person that is trying to distract their mind with different people. So the narcissist will, distract their mind with this person, and in the same way that, you get excited to be with them. You're thinking of, oh, I'm going to wear this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to look like this. I'm going to smell good. You're thinking, about having memories with this person, creating memories with them. And they're thinking about creating memories with someone else. And you will feel that over and over, time and time again. It feels like the memories you have, even when you look at those pictures, it looks like they were being fake, and you're wondering why you couldn't see that, even when sometimes even other people could see it, right? Other people can see you're being, controlled. So when you're finally out that picture and you're seeing how other people are being controlled in relationships, then you start getting a bigger understanding that it wasn't in your head, it wasn't in your mind, right? So you start to see that all these people are slaves to someone or something, money, anything. So you realize narcissists have an addiction. And the reason they have this addiction is because they're a slave to something diabolical, something sinister, something that is not acceptable to the world. Narcissists like breaking rules. So, the craziest thing about, the raw truth really is that they are slaves. They are slaves, you guys. They are actual slaves. And then they're trying to puppet you because they've been puppeted with, and they feel like, hey, I've been in the game longer than you. Like, hey, you're a sucker, or you're a little slow, or no one's going to want you, so they try to devalue you to put themselves up because they are a slave. They are a slave. This is a person who is legal property of another. Someone who is legal property of another and is forced to obey them. And is forced to obey them. You have to think about it spiritually. If the narcissist, this is why some people don't get involved with other people who have multiple kids with multiple people. Sometimes they feel like, oh, no, I'm scared because you might be property of your ex. And if you're a property of your ex, I'm going to have bad luck. I'm going to start going through problems, because you're still forced to obey your ex. You're forced in the spiritual realm to obey your ex because you have not had closure, or, especially those type of people that, they want to come into blended families, but they're still going back to the past. And this is why, a narcissist that won't bring you around their exes or their ex-wives, they don't know how to present themselves in a spiritual way where, where there's a bigger picture. God is higher than us. So they don't want to come together, work together so that, everyone can be abundant, basically. So the narcissist is a slave because they are legal property to another person and they're forced to obey them. And this is why, as much as they triangulate, they can only be with one person who really has control over them the way no other woman or man could, right? And it's like signing a contract that you don't understand. And this narcissist is signing you into a contract to be abused. And now you're a slave to them and you're their property. And because you're their property, you're forced almost to obey them. It feels like even when they're not around, you can't move on. It's like you can't be with anyone else. And the narcissist, it's almost like you feel like they know that. And that's why they did that. And they feel like, the narcissist almost feels like, I need to get as many slaves as I can while I'm with Jezebel, or, while I'm with, this good source of supply. They're thinking of ways to trap other people into being their slaves until each person, starts to wake up. And then once they wake up, they're like a runaway slave, and there's times where that narcissist comes back and they trap you, and then they bring you back to where it all started, just to go back to what it used to be. And then you're planning your escape to the point where you start to realize, like, this person doesn't have any control over you, and you don't even know why you were even there doing whatever they told you to do. You're so confused. It's like this mind F, like they really mind F you. So that's the raw truth. A lot of times they might even tell you your own worth in the beginning. And, you start losing your worth in many different ways when you're with these people. This is why they try to have children with you, so that other people won't trust you because they feel like you already belong to someone else. They, know your worth a lot of times. They know you're a good person. And because they're hurting, they don't care that you're capable of finding someone who appreciates you or who appreciates what you do. They'll tell you your worth. And, and when they get angry, they'll tell you, maybe some other sucker would appreciate this, but I'm not a sucker, Maybe another woman would appreciate what you do for her, but this isn't enough for me. I want more money. There's a lot of rich men that want me, but I'm with you. Like, why can't you be like them, So they're throwing all of these things at you when they're angry, but then, when they're not upset, they're lying to you. When they're happy, or when they're, you know, when everything it's not as bad, they're telling you that you're a great person. They're telling you you're, their best friend. They're closer to you than other people. They've never been close to anyone the way they're close to you. So these people are sellouts. They're people who, because they're going through their own things in their mind, they're selling out other people left to right. They're trying to sell out other people so that they can get their freedom. That's literally what they're doing. They're trying to sell other people out by controlling them so that they can gain some freedom, so that they can feel like, hey, no one's controlling me. I have a whole bunch of slaves. If this one doesn't work out, I'll go to this one's house. I'll go to that one, So, narcissists are loyal to their addiction. They're slaves to their addiction. They're slaves to cheating. They're slaves to doing drugs. They're slaves. There's different narcissists in just different levels, but they're all slaves to addiction. When you're an empath and you have this awakening, you realize that there's so many things in this world that control you, that become almost your masters. Your phones, you can't go through the day without your phone, without music, without makeup, without name brands. You start thinking about every little thing that controls you in your life in many different ways. Your job, your family, whoever it is, your children. So you start thinking about just being a slave to these things, and you start understanding that these people are a slave to their addiction, and this is why they can't be happy, no matter how much they're trying to deceive you into thinking that they are. You'll see rare occasions, a lot of times a narcissist plays a poker face with you, like they're this tough guy, tough girl, right? But you'll see occasions where they get really depressed and they'll cry, or, and they'll tell you that they're crying for something, but that they've never cried for you. They've never cried about deaths that you have experienced. They've never cried about anything that you feel like they should have cried over. So you'll think to yourself, why is this person crying? They don't, their parent just died, or had a stroke, 2 months ago, and they didn't even go visit them at the hospital or nothing. So why are they crying now about something else that it seems like it's minor, So I remember going through that, where I'm looking at the narcissist and I'm thinking like, why is this person, I've never seen him this emotional. And it took me back to a moment during my awakening when he left me. And when he left me, and I felt that, I thought it was like a final discard, right? And I find everything started soaking in, but at the same time, I was still confused. I was still like, is that what happened? I don't think that's what happened. No, like, they had to love me. Like, I felt like no matter how bad it was or it looked, I felt like that person had to love me. Like, there was just too many moments, too many instances, right? And I started, moving on and found someone who was a great person to me, but I never let them on into a relationship. I told them, like, I've been, I basically was really tough with that person for a long time, but it's like they knew that I was tough because I went through something. And eventually, I opened up, and that person was like, oh, I'm willing to be patient and things like that. So I couldn't get with them in that type, I couldn't get into a relationship with them. And I would tell myself it could be so easy to just get in a relationship with this guy and lead him on while I'm sitting here thinking of someone else, or wanting to be with someone else, or still fiending for this person, this addiction of mine, which was this narcissist that I felt owned me. And I felt like I couldn't do anything. I couldn't be with anyone until I had that closure. And they didn't want to give me that closure because they felt like I was property. I was just, you're just an item to them, that they put on the shelf, and you're forced to obey them until they come back. And that's how I felt. And I couldn't do that to this guy. But I remember thinking it, to myself, like, it could be so easy to do that. Like, I could do that if I wanted to. But it's something that I can't. And I think God wanted me to know what goes on in the narcissist's mind during those periods of times. And this is why, they lack interest while they're around you sometimes. They're lacking interest because they rather be somewhere else. And you could tell, and you'll question them, or you'll tell them, like, why are you in a bad mood? Or, if all these things that we said we would do together, if these are the things we should be focusing on, why does it seem like you can't focus? Just like someone who can't focus at work when they're dealing with narcissists. It's like this lack of focus. So I realized that. And I remember, even crying and not wanting to tell other people why I was so sensitive and why I just, broke down and cried. It was like this pride inside of me. So when the narcissist broke down crying in front of me, everything just hit me like a ton of bricks when I had took them back, and I thought we were past a lot of things. And it hit me like, oh, he's crying for someone else. And I couldn't believe it. I was like in shock. I saw it in his eyes. I started thinking, okay, when narcissists get ready and they're all groomed up and they're super confident, that's because they have another source. There's no in between that, because when someone really cares about you and loves you, they're patient and kind with you because they know you've been hurt and they know what it's like being hurt. So this is what happens when two good people get together. There could be someone in the relationship that's hurt, right? There could be someone in the relationship that's hurt, but they're not going to cheat on their partner because they appreciate that they found someone that understands them. They're like, oh, this person understands me. They know what I went through. They're patient with me. They know one day I'm going to, I'm going to appreciate them for being there for me. So you have times where good people get together, and you'll know because, just like it says on 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4-7, love is patient, love is kind. Love is patient, love is kind. It's not going to be back and forth and all this weird nonsense going on, because love is actually patient. You were the only one loving them. Or else they wouldn't stay mad at you, never be angered to the point where you go to sleep angry. That's not love. The narcissist hanging up on you, walking away from you, trying to make you chase them down. All that, it's not love. It's them trying to get some type of confidence because they're being hurt. So love, you guys, is patience. Patience. Love is kind. It does not envy. The narcissist is very envious of you. It does not boast. When they're with the other person and that other person is on good terms with them, they get extra proud. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. When you're a happy person all the time and there's no negative vibes and negativity in your life, you don't have time to dishonor others. Hey, good morning, have a good day, good vibes all the time. Just, they don't, you don't dishonor others, and you also understand that, we're human beings, and you understand that people are in pain, even though, forgiving does not mean staying around those people, because there's no telling if those people are going to make it out of that hell that they're in. All you can do is try to make it out of that hell. And when you do, and you gain your freedom, you gain your power, your control, you become a master of your life, of your galaxy, of your universe. And once that happens, the narcissist loses all power that they had over you. They lose all that power, and now they're a slave again, and they're angry and they're upset, and now they're giving sob stories again, but they're not telling you that they were extra boastful. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. Why are you mad? What did I do? It keeps no record of wrongs. The reason you keep record of wrongs is because they keep wronging you over and over. Love does not delight in evil over and over, but rejoices with the truth. They can never tell you the truth. Even years when the relationship ends, they can never tell you fully the truth. And when you look them in the eyes, when you finally wake up and you tell them who they are, their eyes are shifting everywhere. They're looking away from you. They're calling you names. They're pushing you. They're easily angered because they're lying. Love does not delight in evil. They delight in it. They're bragging about it to their friends and their family. They're lying just so that people can hate you. And then they're loving it. And then when people are jumping on you, they're right there dancing. Well, you should have never made me mad. But rejoices with the truth. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. People doing you wrong are evil people that do not like the truth, do not want to solve anything. There's no solving anything with a narcissist. They want to go back and forth. There's no solving anything. There's no truth. They do something to offend you. You say something to them. They act like you did something to them. And then when they know they were wrong and that everyone is looking at them crazy, they'll apologize to you. And then within the own apology, they'll say, but you said this to me. So they can never even give you a full apology. They'd rather sit there after they've wronged you and treat you like a slave and tell you, well, I don't like it when you treat me like that. You know how I like things to be done around here. You know that I like this in order. You know that they start talking to you like you're nothing but a slave to them and you should just obey, when they're the ones who are a slave to someone else. The narcissist's sadism literally bullies you, tears you apart, and makes you believe that you did something wrong. And you start feeling like, maybe I am bothering this person. Maybe I am doing something. And they'll look at you and they'll tell you, stop looking sad. Stop crying. What you want and your needs basically don't matter. And this is how you know that the narcissist is, looking at you as a slave. And because of the type of hate that they're producing, meaning that they hurt people, meaning that they are being hurt in this current moment. And, They'll tell you, oh, it has nothing to do with another woman. It could be a man. It could be so many other things that they won't admit to. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. You know why? When two people actually love each other, even if one is hurt, conflicted with the past, but loyal, but rejoices with the truth, loves. Love is the biggest sign that someone can show you that that they actually love you is by telling you the truth, not hiding different phones and doing all this weird stuff. Love, you guys, it always protects. The narcissist doesn't protect you. They'll even jump with other narcissists to jump on you. These people are wicked beings. It always protects, always trusts. You never trust the narcissist. You always think of evil things that they're going to do. Love always hopes, always perseveres. When two people love each other, they're always going to persevere. They're always going to succeed in everything they do. If they're running a business, if they're buying a home, and they're working together, they might not see each other a lot. Everyone's working hard, but when they're finally together, guess what? It protects. It always trusts, always hopes. You don't even need to be with that person all the time. The narcissist needs to be with you all the time because they don't trust you, because they don't trust themselves. And that's the raw truth about it. They don't want you to have someone that actually loves you just the way that, you love, that give you the same energy you put out, because they're not happy. Only bad can come from bad. Only good can come from good. They don't feel sorry for you. I remember one time the narcissist told me, I played myself. So the narcissist plays himself when they leave with Jezebel. They start giving Jezebel their full attention. And then when they can't win with Jezebel, they project Jezebel's spirit on you. And you're like, the narcissist is acting feminine. Like, they're acting feminine. Like they have the Jezebel spirit. They do have the Jezebel spirit. They do. They're doing to you what the Jezebel spirit has done to them. The things that might be, they learn your weaknesses because they go and find people that, have strength in your weaknesses, but yet you could have a higher IQ than this person and be spiritually in tune, and the narcissist will feel like, because they know the things that hurt you, your weaknesses, that might be like maybe you don't have a family or something, right? So they'll use that as a weakness, and say, oh, that's why you don't have a mom. That's why you don't have a dad. That's why you don't have a family, So they'll project that as being a strength to that Jezebel spirit compared to you. And that Jezebel spirit might be, as super ignorant. Yeah, she has a family, but she is, as ignorant as ever. But, they will find the Jezebel spirit more seductive because of that, which will give them the respect to allow that Jezebel spirit to control them. And while they're sitting here trying to control you, they're doing things that are very, feminine. Or vice versa, if you're a man dealing with the Jezebel spirit, she's very masculine. She's like super pretty, but she's masculine. It's like she's copying another man. So you could just see that they have spirits of other people. They're owned by other people. This is why you can't be happy with them. The future is just always unsure with these type of people. So the longer it takes for you to heal and move on, the longer they will suffer. Once it goes back around and you gain your strength, and now you're the master of your world, now the narcissist will start to suffer. Once you become the master of your world, they will suffer in the same ways that they put you through, and they will, even if they're with a new supply, that doesn't mean anything. That means they're going to suffer for what they did to you. And that's just a fact, and that's the raw truth about this. This is why they can't be alone. This is why they need to constantly be seeking other people. So I hope that this message on, the raw truth, the raw uncut truth on the narcissist, being a slave, makes sense to you guys. I hope that I could bring some type of healing into your world. And, for anyone who wants to book with me, my booking information is on the description. Just give me 24 hours to respond to you. I want to appreciate, everyone who keeps supporting my channel, who keeps booking with me, who donates to my channel, and, who understands the time and energy that I've put into giving you the raw truth about these people, because these people are literally the masters, you guys, of illusions. They will never tell you the truth, even when you know the truth and you're questioning yourself. Am I crazy? So no, you're not crazy. I'm just here to validate you, because when you're in it, something's wrong. But when you're actually healed and you're living your life, and now you understand the way this game is being played with these type of people, you're looking from the outside in, and you're like, hey, you can't deceive me at this point. You can't lie to me. You have to go choose someone younger, more naive, that can fall into your spell, and that just might be your karma right there. So leave these people alone. Don't get involved with these people who claim all of these sob stories, yet they're not treating you the way they claim they're not treating you the way you deserve to be treated, and they're treating you the way they claim that other people treated them. So don't be deceived. Don't be a fool. So sending you guys lots of love, light, peace, and your healing. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and I will talk to you guys on the next podcast. Love you guys. Bye.